Of course, I trust my healthcare providers, through the Emory Hospital Network, just because I feel that they're really competent, and I've heard already really good things. And my parents actually went to the Emory unit to get their vaccines, so that was fantastic. Secondly, I think I'd be fine with places like Walgreens or CVS or Walmart, even, um, because I'm seeing that they're giving vaccines at a big like stadium here in Atlanta. And so if they could do it in Atlanta in a stadium, I'd feel just as safe going to that as long as they show like they wrote exactly what the procedures are. What are the refrigerations? How many vials? Do they have the syringes that gives 5 doses versus four? What are the training that they've gotten, et cetera? And what are their follow-up methodology so that you can make sure that you get your second dose? Those type of things I need to know to feel confident, but because I know that if I were to go to Emory, all of that is given to me because, well, I saw my parents' records and I saw how they flowed. And so anywhere else, I want something similar. There are a couple of older people that within my mom's generation that don't plan on getting the vaccine because they just don't trust the government. So I know my parents are in a very, very Korean community in Duluth, Georgia. It is very, very high in Koreans. You know, they speak Korean, signs are in Korean, all those type of things. However, the vaccination and everyone who are working with the vaccination, they're not speaking to the community in a language that they understand. They're speaking to them only in English and in terms and in words, and they're using lexicon that are above them in vocabulary. So they're sciencing them out. And it's kind of unfortunate because, in my community, authority figures, hold a lot of esteem. But the authority figures in this case do not reflect the population that they're trying to help. And because they don't reflect the population, they just don't believe them because, they feel like they've been screwed before and they've been taken advantage of before. And so, and they're not speaking in a language that I understand. It's very confusing. So, of course, there's not going to be a high level acceptance. And another, form, like the other section of it is that, it just like they I just feel that they could do a much better job in working with the population, especially speaking in a language that makes sense. Having people who look like them speak about it in authority figures. But, I think that would be super helpful. I know that would make it easier for me to talk to, my parents' friends and saying, oh, so and so who this councilman, or so and so, this district attorney who happens to be Korean as well, also said this and this. That would be an easy conversation, but I can't just say, hey, the mayor of so and so who happens to not look like them, not sound like them. It's really hard because there is, unfortunately, especially with that generation, a lot more of othering. And it's hard to like say, it's for us too when all the ads don't look like that.